1 year ago today, I got my trach, and I can confidently say it was the best decision I ever made in my life, and it actually saved my life. Before getting my trach, I was in chronic neuromuscular respiratory failure. Technically, I still am, but I don't experience any of the symptoms of it anymore. I have a condition called stiff person syndrome plus dysautonomia. What this did was make my lungs really tight, cause spasms in my upper airway, and the dysautonomia part meant that often my brain did not tell me to breathe. I was very often having oxygen levels in the 60s and 70s, or even lower at times, and I was very, very sick. Before getting my trach, I had a lot of worries. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to speak afterwards. I also wasn't sure if I was going to be able to eat. I wasn't sure if it was going to affect my life in a massive way or if I was even going to survive the surgery. Luckily, as it turns out, the trach has been the best decision I ever made for myself. The most difficult part was relearning how to talk. For the first week after surgery, my cuff was inflated all the time, and I got very used to not having any air go up through my upper airways. When it came time to deflate the cuff, I found I could no longer tolerate the feeling of air going through my upper airways, and that meant I had to keep the cuff inflated and I could not talk. Eventually, they switched me to something called a Blom speaking trach. This is a fenestrated trach, which means it has little holes in the top that allow trickles of air to go up through the upper airways. This helped train my mind to get used to the feeling of air going through my upper airways again, and after about 2 months I was able to start talking again. I also worried about how having a trach would affect my independence. I don't like having to rely on people to take care of me, and even though I have caregivers, I prefer to take care of my own body as much as possible. Luckily, I learned all my trach cares very quickly, and I can do everything myself now, including changing out the trach. It took only 2 trach changes before I was able to do everything by myself. Overall, I am incredibly thankful for my trach. It truly saved my life and has given me so much more life than I ever had before. After getting the trach, I was able to find the energy to relearn how to walk again, and even though I'm slowly losing that skill again, I am extremely grateful I had the energy to do it for a while. I feel like I am so much more full of life than I ever was before I had the trach. I really hope we can end the stigma around tracheostomies, as they can truly be a life-saving and life-improving surgery. Thank you for joining me. I love y'all. Bye!